You were talking about being a vaccine influencer. You posted on Facebook.
Sorry, what was that?
You were talking about being a vaccine influencer.
I'm saying everyone can be,
You
but...
posted on Facebook about side effects
Yeah.
a few days ago. You did turn the comments off, and the comments are full of people saying, my friend's father's grandfather had a stroke immediately afterwards. Was that the right thing to do?
When the research tells you that one of the things that's stopping people from being vaccinated is their view around side effects, I think we have an obligation to talk about those issues in the open. And so I'm willing to do that, and I think we should all be willing to do that. At the same time, I scrolled through and I saw some of those comments, and I do want to make sure we have a space where people can feel like they can have debate and conversation. Much of the what might be the moderation around that actually doesn't necessarily come from us, but comes from Facebook and some of those forums. But I am willing to have that dialogue. I think it's better than ignoring the questions that people have when they are legitimate. I hope people will allow the space for it to happen, though, without crowding out legitimate conversation.
Now I'll just ring my doctor and you guys can hear, just so I'm not lying.
Thank you for calling the doctors. We are open and here to help with your medical needs. If you have a medical emergency, hang up and dial 111. Please note we are not a COVID vaccination site. Please contact 0800 28 2926 for all COVID vaccination questions.
So they said to make an appointment, call that number, the COVID vaccination helpline. Well, these are questions about the COVID vaccination, and that was no help. So let's call that other number.
Kia ora, and welcome to COVID Healthline. If this is a life-threatening emergency, please hang up now and dial 111. As a free and confidential service, we will not share your information with other agencies without letting you know. We have interpreters available. Let us know if you'd like one. We have key COVID information on healthy.org.nz, including exposure locations of interest and information about the New Zealand COVID vaccination program. Visit this site or text the word info, that is INFO, to 5353, and we will send the link to your mobile phone.
If you have been at a location of interest or received a Bluetooth notification, please press 1 now to register with a COVID-19 advisor. For all other queries, stay on the line. If you are ringing about COVID test results, please note that Healthline does not have access to these. Please call your GP for this information. We'd love to hear what you think about this service and what you think we could do better. A couple of days after this call, we'll text you a link to an anonymous survey. If you do not wish to give feedback on the service, please let our advisor know.
Kia ora, welcome to the COVID Healthline. You're speaking with Isaac.
Yeah.
Take your name and best contact number.
Yeah, I just have a few questions actually, and would prefer to not give my personal information unless I have to. So, can I ask you?
Okay.
I rang the 0800 282926 number, the COVID vaccination helpline, and they gave me your number to call instead. Basically, what I had a few questions surrounding the vaccinations. And would first ask, are you guys aware of the Pfizer whistleblower that's going all over the website all over the internet this morning from Project Veritas?
No.
It's just been whistleblown. High officials' internal Pfizer emails of people talking about human embryonic kidney cells being in the vaccine. And the lady actually, the whistleblower was a quality auditor for 5 years and worked for Pfizer for 10. She actually went to the Department of Justice and to her congressman, and they suggested that she goes to Project Veritas, because if it goes through the system, it'll take 3 years before it's even heard of. So yeah, it's pretty unreal. But if you haven't seen it, I suggest you look, because it's causing a hellstorm.
And where was this on?
This is on YouTube. Look up Project Veritas. James O'Keefe is the guy who runs that. He's an independent media organisation, has been for about 10 years in the States. But the point is, I mean, the congressman referred the whistleblower to him to get the story out, so that says something just to begin with. But anyway, but there's all sorts of internal emails between Pfizer senior officials talking about not releasing the information about the human, they were calling it the HEK cells, or HEK cells, human embryonic kidney cells, that in other words, fetal tissue. So you might want to jump on that one, because the last lady I spoke to on the other number, she had no idea about it, and there's been like 1.2 million views, and it was only released this morning, so I expect it will blow up. Anyway,
Can't seem to find it.
Project, and then Veritas with a V. It's the very first thing. When I typed in PRO, it came up as the first search on YouTube. So yeah, and it's part 5. He's been featuring a number of whistleblowers about natural immunity versus vaccine, and
Yeah, I see.
yeah, so yeah, but part 5 was the one that was just released this morning. Like I say, there's 1.2 million when I saw it anyway. Yeah, so my questions, obviously if you haven't heard about that, you're not going to know about it to comment, but as far as natural immunity versus vaccine, I mean, how do you get tested for your antibodies? Is there antibody testing?
Yeah, there is, I believe. Did you want...
Oh, I'm just curious how to go about it. Well, I haven't had it, as far as I'm aware of anyway, and I'm a big believer in natural immunity versus sticking something into my body that I can't take out again. And there's a lot of debate about it, and I've been on I went to Unite Against COVID's YouTube channel, Health NZ's YouTube channel. I had a look there. They have a few little videos showing you if you have any questions or concerns about the vaccines. And seriously, buddy, there's the 2 to 5 minute videos. There's 8 of them, and half of them are cartoons, and the rest is just lip service. There's no facts. There's no information there at all. So didn't really get much from that.
I know what you mean. I don't have any say over...
Yeah, of course, but it's all I'm saying is if they say go there for the information, and the last lady, she says, well, go to the website, COVID vaccine, or Health NZ's website. I've already spent 5 or 10 hours on that website. There's no information about, worse side effects. You might get numbness or sore arm and all that jazz, but, I've seen reports of people being magnetic, getting pericarditis, myocarditis, facial paralysis, elongasis syndrome, death. These are side effects that they're not telling us. And yet you've got Dr. Helen Patusi-Harris, the vaccinologist that the government's using, in May, as I've found on TV1's YouTube channel, saying, oh, don't worry about the 2 people that have died from the COVID vaccination. So... so when I rang up the last number, she says, can I have your name and date of birth? Well, you'd have to ask Mum. I was there, but I can't remember. I was busy getting born at the time. She tells me a date, but that's third-hand information. I'm a person that studied law for 8 years as well, so I like to do my due diligence and have informed consent. So, you see all this shit on there and you don't know whether to believe it's fake or not. They say, trust the government, go to their website. You go there, there's no information. So hence now I'm doing my phone calling, because I've got a wife and 3 kids are worried about whether they should get it or not. So
that's for you to decide at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, it's not mandated, but
I don't. Hey?
It's not mandated. I mean, the government can't mandate it because obviously it's killed a couple of people. But I mean, they're not. They at the same time they're just going to put all that weight on the private business sector, and they won't handle getting legally sued. You can't fire someone because they haven't been vaccinated, especially if it's supposedly a choice. It's Bill of Rights, 1990.
Yeah.
So Again,
right.
I've studied law for 8 years, mate. Last 2 court cases, I took the court, took the police and the council, and I won both, so they don't like me much.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So yeah, again, just doing my due diligence, bro. Just wanting to know
Yeah.
where can I find out information like about is the Pfizer vaccine still in stage 3 testing till 2023? You know, are people becoming magnetic? The pericarditis, water around your heart, is that shit happening? How many people, especially the younger kids, 16 and younger, there's a Israel study that they actually mandated all the school kids over in Israel to do it, and a large 25 times increase in pericarditis on the kids.
Yeah.
So what do?
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like a...
They haven't mandated it for you, have they?
Yeah.
I hope they haven't forced you to get it in your arm if you don't want to. But it's your personal choice.
Yeah.
I will say, our lovely, illustrious, beloved leader Jacinda did say there should be open and frank discussion about these concerns. She said that last week. So, she also said, don't speak to your neighbour over the fence, and then said it's okay to have 10 people outside around each other. So, what do you believe? It changes every week, bro.
I know. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. So that's why I'm going looking for the information, going for the facts, and I don't take secondary information. I just like to. That's why I'm seeing Pfizer whistleblowers. You mean if anyone would know, they would. You know, I mean, Sue Gray, she took the government to the High Court in Wellington back in April because the government had bought 10 million vaccines, and Pfizer's even saying, hey, don't release them yet. That's in the High Court. I've got the audio recording from the court. So, you can't debate that shit.
You don't always believe what you see, really.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to go to the source.
I would recommend getting in contact with the Minister of Health. So they're above us, so they deal, obviously everything goes through the Minister of Health and then to us.
Yep.
I can transfer you straight through to them if you would like.
Is there an email or something? It'd probably be easier putting it in writing. Is there an email? Perhaps
so info.
Info.
At health.govt.nz.
Health.govt.nz. Groovy, bro. Cheers, thanks for that. Hey, I'll just put it all in there.
There's another one.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one that's the general inquiries, and there's the one for the COVID inquiries, which is COVID-19 response at health.govt.nz.
Yeah, response. So I'm just writing it down. At same end, but yep.
Yeah, at health.govt.nz. All lowercase there as well.
Yeah, groovy. Cool. All right. I'll see what I can find out.
All right.
Thanks very much, bro. Have a good day. Stay safe. Keep kaha and all that jazz.
Yep.
All right, bro.
Yeah, all that sort of jazz.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers, mate.
See ya. Oh, my calls are recorded for accountability purposes. Should have said that. Doesn't matter anyway.